YouTube video at first of what's hopefully going to be an interesting little series on following a project that we're doing for one of our regular customers who always brings interest in little jobs to the table. The reason that I'm doing a YouTube series or YouTube video series is I haven't really been into the YouTube metalworking sort of scene or community for very long, and it's only been sort of the last maybe month or two that I've sort of realised that it even exists, and what a sort of well of information that it is, and what a nice community it is. And a while ago, firstly I got into the Ox Tour series of videos with Tom Lipton, and I bought his books. And anyway, his books were fantastic, and so I emailed Tom and basically explained what I was doing. I got a little shop. I'm self-employed. Now, when I emailed Tom, and basically, I said, look, just bought your books, they're great, I've been watching your YouTube channel, it's fantastic, blah, 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 I was about to give me a mention. Right. Anyway, now Tom, I'll put in a picture, for those of you that don't know, Tom has, I don't know, somewhere around 20,000 subscribers, so there's a lot of people watching him. And I mean, I'm sure he gets a lot of emails, and mail and whatnot from fans. Anyway, I think maybe a day or two later, I got an email back from Tom, and we had a little chat about a few of the machines that I happen to have here and whatnot. And anyway, on his next video, he's very kind enough to give me a mention. All of a sudden, I get a pile of emails. A lot of them, just saying, hey, I'd look at your website, it's great, keep up good work, which is, is really good to sort of get. I mean, a lot of them, probably 90% were from America, but I had a few as well from UK, from some of Tom's UK viewers. Anyway, one in particular, I get an inquiry about a job. So of course, I'm sat there thinking, if I get one little mention on YouTube, and there's work coming in, so that was I suppose part of the sort of the reason why I'm doing it. Now, before Tom invoices me for commission, as it happens, I'm doing. Funny enough, the gentleman's name's Tom as well. He's down in Surrey. I'm up in Wales, and he had a few small parts that he wanted service grind. Now, as it happens, unfortunately, I haven't got a surface grind here, but another shop that I've dealt with a bit in the past have. So I managed to sort it out for him. I'm not actually making any money on it, Tom, so you're not missing out on any commission there. But I managed to sort it out, so he's going to post that up to me, and I'm going to get it done, and then pop it back down for him, because he was struggling to find somebody who could do it. So that's one of the reasons, and another one is, I suppose, I want to be part of the community, because I mean, it's an absolute wealth of knowledge and experience and different things, all in this one place. And I mean, if you're not watching these people's videos, and I'm not going to list them now. There's too many, too many channels, too many people to sort of thank or you know to put you on to. What I'm going to do is at the end, I'm going to put up a list of channels that I like and people that I find very interesting, and you can sort of do your own sort of investigations from there. So like I said, I'm not going to do that now because there's too many, but if you wait till the end of the video, now don't fast forward, there is going to be a mildly interesting bit in between, but at the end I'll put up a few links for channels that you may, if you're into this sort of thing, you may find interesting. Okay, now our YouTube channel has been now sort of online for a few weeks, and I've been meaning to get round to doing this video, but obviously this is a working shop, so this is my job. This is what brings the money in, and I suppose perhaps I underestimated the amount of work that you've got to put into these videos to actually sort of make them semi-presentable. I'm still having audio issues because I haven't quite joined the GoPro family yet, so I'm recording off my phone. So the video's good, but the audio isn't too good. I got to be pretty close to the phone to get any sort of tidy audio, and get a lot of background noise, and even now when all the machines are off, the heater's running because obviously it's February. It's 7:30 at night, because it's the only time that I can find to do it. It's pretty cold, so we've got the heaters running, so you can probably hear that in the background. So it's been slightly difficult. Maybe if it goes all right, perhaps I'll invest in some slightly better equipment. Right, so that's why it's taken so long to sort of get this video out, because I just haven't had time to do it. Unfortunately, the jobs that pay have got to come first, and it's very, very difficult. Okay, so what we're going to be following is, like I said earlier, a small job that one of our regular customers has brought in. Now, I'm not going to be showing, or at least at first, I'm not going to be showing any machining really, or any welding as such, as sort of main features in the series, because there's so many people out there doing it, and doing it a lot better than I could. I wouldn't be doing the subject justice. But what we are going to cover is something that I haven't seen a lot of on YouTube, and that's pattern development. Okay, it's something that probably isn't used quite as much, certainly in the workshop, isn't used quite as much as it used to be. With CAD but I mean, if you're on site, or if you're out in the middle of nowhere, or whatever, or if you haven't got CAD, or you haven't got the facilities, or you may just not be CAD literate, this sort of thing is it's really sort of handy to know. It'll get you out of trouble if you need to make a bit of an awkward shape. There's a lot of stuff that you can get around with a lamp and a big hammer, but it's a little bit brutal, and this is part of your trade, so why not utilize it? So we're going to be showing that this particular project, or this particular little fabrication that we're making, has got quite a lot of development in it, and it sort of covers a few different methods of pattern making, and a few different sort of things that, although this is it's actually a dragon's tail, right? And I'll explain why it is that we're making a dragon's tail as we go on a bit. But it's basically a dragon's tail, and but it relates to to pipe work, it relates to you know, lots of different sorts of ways to form shapes. This particular customer, what they do is they produce and they hire out and they manage portable mini golf courses. And I did some work probably about a year ago now for them, for one of their courses. They have a lot of obstacles made, and we did some work on the frame for the course itself. Now basically what they do, if you're having a wedding or a party or a corporate event or whatever, basically you phone them up, they turn up in their van with a little mini golf course in the back. They're producing now another small course. Now all their courses are themed. So I think that if I remember rightly, the first one was American. It was American themed, and now the one that they're doing now is Welsh themed. So that, I mean, the main actual obstacle on this course is basically a dragon. And we'll have a look at the sketches that they've given me to work from in a bit. But what they've got is they've got some very pretty laser cut dragon bodies and heads, and we're going to make sort of like a tunnel section that's going to transform then into a tail. So it's going to be a segmented tail that's going to reduce down from like something like 150 mil, 6 inches, down to about 50 or 60 mil, about 2 inches, and it's going to come round. So it's going to be a segmented bend basically. If anybody does pipe work, it's going to be a segmented bend. It's going to be just over 180. I mean, it's pretty much up to me how far it comes round, and it's gonna as it comes round, it's gonna reduce. So that's what we're going to be on the lookout. And what we're going to do is, I think perhaps we'll rather than having straight seams on the segments, we're going to perhaps put cut it up a bit so it looks like dragon scales. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. I hope you find it interesting, because otherwise, I've just lost half hour of my life that I'm never going to get back. This video is more of an introduction of what's going to be happening. It's probably going to go over I don't know, about maybe 4 or 5 videos. By the time we get through it, we'll probably do one video on just the development, and then we'll do perhaps a video on transferring the patterns to plate, and then actually cutting the patterns. Then we'll probably do one on forming it. We'll probably be using the rolls and perhaps the folder a bit, and then we'll do probably maybe a shorter video on actually assembling it. We're not actually painting it. It's going to go for powder coating, and they'll deal with that. And then perhaps we'll have a little video when James was a customer. Maybe we'll have a little video when he comes to collect it, because I mean he's a really nice guy, and he always seems very appreciative of what we do for him. Okay, so here it is as promised. I do apologise about the filming angle here. If you could see what I actually had the camera balanced on, it's actually not a bad shot for how we're set up. So if it happens to fall off, halfway through, you'll understand why. Because at the moment there's a few little bits of bar and a nut and bolt and a few other things that are actually, holding the camera in a position that we're actually going to be able to see these drawings. And I've got to sort of position myself behind that, so I dare say that at some point I'm gonna knock it off here and and that's going to be the end of that. But let's see how we get on, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what we got is these. Let's see, can we see that there? Yeah, okay, we can see that. Let's put that by there. Okay, all right, we can see that. And can we see this one as well? Yeah, there we go. Okay, right. Now these are the actual sketches that James, the customer, brought to me. Now there's no real dimension or anything on there. The 750 I put on afterwards, because their cost is roughly about a meter or so. I think it's like 1100 wide. So basically, I mean, the only dimensions that I've got to stick to is that this actual obstacle has got to fit within a 750 by 750 square. You know, so within that square I got pretty much free reign. Now what they already have is these pieces here, you can see. Now basically what they are, I mean, it's not a bad drawing, to be honest, not a bad sketch by James there. What they already have is these laser cut dragons, right? So they're gonna basically we're gonna make this sort of covered section here, and the bottom track there with the slide up stands on the track there, and the actual dragon profiles are probably going to be riveted to the side of it. What's going to happen then is it's not actually going to be like this, because the actual dragon is quite sharp and it's quite spiky. So we got to get rid of those sharp edges, because obviously, you know, this is going to be used by the public, and we don't want anybody falling on it and hurting themselves and suing us. So what we're probably going to do is, we don't want to alter the dragon really too much, because that's very pretty. So I got a photo somewhere of the profile. Perhaps I'll try and stick that up in perhaps the next video, so you can see it. It's really actually quite good. What he's done, whoever it was that made it, it looks as though he's used a TIG torch to put heat marks into it and discolor it. But the discoloration forms sort of the scales, and it's very, very clever. I'll show you if I can get a tidy picture of it. I'll show you it, because it's quite clever what he's done. But yeah, so this piece, sorry, right there, the piece here, this is probably gonna show a nice curve, and then I think probably going to get it powder coat green, so it's going to look like sort of rolling hills behind the actual dragon itself. Then I think, as much as they'd like to leave it natural, because of this beautiful work that this guy has done with TIG torch, I think they're actually going to have it powder coat red, so it's going to contrast against it. We're probably going to have a matte powder coat green on this section, and then the gloss red dragon. So this piece, I mean, is not particularly difficult to make. We'll probably show a little bit of it, but we're not going to go too mad on it, because I mean, basically it's just a bottom, two sides, you know, and perhaps a bit of rolling, you know, in the top to form the curves. The interesting bit is the actual tail, the actual sort of meat of the obstacle. Now, I think when I draw it, it's probably the actual reduction is probably gonna be slightly more exaggerated than what it is there. So it looks a little bit more tail-like. So like I said, we're probably going to be around sort of the 150 or 6 inches across there, and then we're going to come right down to sort of just slightly bigger than the diameter of a golf ball here. So the pattern itself is going to basically encompass this reduction in diameter and the segments. Like I said, I think we're going. This is showing like 180 and then coming back down, but I think we're probably going to go a little bit more than that. Bring it right round to sort of like maybe 200, 220 degrees, so the ball comes back along this way. So there's a few patterns involved with that. We need to do one firstly for the actual reducer, or the reduction, the cone part of it, and then we need to form our segment patterns actually onto our reducer pattern. There's a few ways that we can do the reducer itself, and we'll probably show perhaps both of them, because they're both useful in their own way. One is very quick, but only works up in a certain sort of size range of reducer. The other one, there's a little bit more to it, a little bit more complicated, but it can be used for pretty much any size reducer you can possibly imagine. You know, anything from down to sort of 50 mil diameter, right the way up to, you know, a couple of meters in diameter. So we'll probably spend a little bit more time on that method. There's also a method then, which comes from the second method, by triangulating, whereas you can form the pattern in one step, rather than forming each single reducer, because obviously each of them is going to reduce equally, you know, so it's going to go from like 150 diameter down to 130, from 130 down to 100, from 100 down to 80, from 80 down to, you know, 70, from 70 down to 60, and so on and so forth. But there is a way of doing it using triangulation. That means we can actually draw this shape, and actually triangulate off those that drawing, and form our reducing segmented bend from one drawing. So we're probably gonna have a look at that as well. So like I said, it's going to be interesting. It's not by any means going to be a how-to. I mean, the subject of pattern development is absolutely vast, you know, and it's certainly a 20-minute YouTube video is not going to come anywhere near covering it. But hopefully anybody who's sort of doing pattern development, or you know, has a little bit of experience in it, hopefully, or if no experience whatsoever, may gain a little bit from it, you know. Also there's a few books that I think probably are essential reading for anybody who's involved in any sort of pattern development, that I'll probably show a bit of, and put links up for. So hopefully you're gonna find it as interesting as I am, and I do hope to see you next time, where we're gonna put this down into a dimensioned design, and then work off that to form our pattern. Okay, so hope to see you next time. So that's probably about it for this video. Like I said, hang on till the end of the video now, because I'm going to put a few links to people that I think you should go and see, that you should watch, and hopefully we're going to see you next time, and we'll get some work done. Okay. See you next time.